Hello there, we're live from our studios here in Kokomlimle. Our digital address GA0992539. This is your home of fearless, credible and independent journalism. Our lead stories this hour. Power sector contradictions as Gridco partly blames shutdown of the Bui Dam by the Bui Power Authority for intermittent power supply. This afternoon, Bui Power Authority is pushing back the blame, describing it as misleading. CEO of the authority has been speaking exclusively to us. And 3 suspected armed robberies in less than 1 week. TAKORADI is next on our security radar besides KASOA as a man shot in broad daylight yesterday dies. His wife is traumatized and unable to speak. We hear from bystanders who took them to hospital seeking more protection from the police in the area and the Regional Police Command seeking public support to unravel the trend of the robberies. Also, we continue to focus on insecurity in KASOA as we take a tour of the Budumburam camp formerly for Liberian refugees. The residents are unhappy with what they describe as a tag of criminality. They'll tell you why. And the Pulse is brought to you by Global Communities Dignilu Affordable Safe Sanitation. Join us on DSTV 421, GoTV 144. We're streaming live on YouTube and our other social media handles. My name is Gifty Ando Apia. This is the Pulse. Please be my guest. Police in the Western region has begun the search for a gunman or for gunmen who allegedly shot and killed a man after robbing him of his money at Amanfo in TAKORADI. The man and his wife, who reside in Switzerland, came to Ghana to monitor their building project. They were buying some building materials when they were attacked by 6 armed men on motorbikes. The man, Charles Kwachi, is said to have struggled with one of the robbers when he attempted to snatch a bag containing different currencies, including 12,700 cedis and 6,000 sefa. He was shot in the chest in the process and was rushed to the TAKORADI government hospital where he later died. Regional correspondent Natalia Kwansa went to the scene of the incident and joins me with more details. Hello, Ina. Ina spoke to some eyewitnesses, one of them who took the people who were injured to hospital. Ina has been interacting with him.
Now, your station has a proximity taxi station opposite Anaji taxi station. But no, now you're inside. Yeah, didn't come until yet, and no night. Say, I knockout, say a worker to say, with them, name, and I say, Eba Madrim, Namada for back on the to say, now they are then a man for boys, maybe away. Now, your cousins until Name Chomo call one by way, if I'm can't see. But they were not a tunu, I don't know, air course or no. And I get to a mutancy. I'm a day called Nature and Cofono, Afamuta, just say, Omodeco, Jabanisano, a Cofe Papano, problem is what kind of mono, the Aquana Papano, or my bonitra, or that kind of and then the also take the channel front, the honor or drive a car.
Into Crawford Mudu Hospital, no, we are now say what really happened.
Yeah, Nanakana, yeah, unify front or I didn't tour back seat, and you're driving the no quarantine, you don't go hospital, you didn't two beds, so now or Jam, but now home and Shadan, yeah, now I'm more try say, baby miano, I mean mimian in the chest, not just say, I'm a fly ambulance, they were in a situation here, no, I'm a fly later, I'm a fly ambulance, ambulance, American, or the bedroom, not just say. Papa, I am there. Now,
wife no kada him fan or what say with him na. Abadan till and Uncroft would do on nature them now.
For that, Uncroft wouldn't they will be to be interested. BBC now would do much about almost West Line. And I'm basic but situation the way see no mama no na like ohun baby a unjina na I say baby aton so nti no kasa no krampo no and share that ma bag na e chen say omu fifie e na omu ba na omo that time na assembly see no chese nkofo no so kita motor no bumper to bumper na chese omo ne papa no ba nti papa no bibia obenya park ye no ne ye proximity tire station opposite anaje tire station ho na papa no ye de obe park be dwen ye line no obe dwen line no po fika na mu na omo roller no glass no omo roller no ese no omo te anu shedan enye denti omo roller glass man no be foam kakra se na be ya omo betumi ayede enfra betumi ayede akọ nti nkofo no bae se no omo according to omo na omo wo wangasa na asemisi no se omo de omo sahye ma omo yi mama ne bag no omo twen no entwe na papa no so em se ono so mu oso mu na yes yete ana ga no de omo to be say 4.
Are you scared?
Yeah. Yesterday I was very scared. Yesterday.
How? Is this the first time you've seen something?
Yeah, that's my first time I see this situation.
Alright. Is there any measures you are taking here as taxi drivers to protect yourself?
Yeah, this is the time for us to get this situation there. It's something else. Thank God. Any other before the injury.
Alright, thank you.
That's Natalia Kwanzaa there speaking to the man who took the victims to the hospital there, who is recounting what he went through. Talia Kwanzaa is joining me online, but let me just tell you what the man has been saying. He starts by saying that they were seated at the opposite side of the Anaje taxi station, and then they heard the what sounded like gunshots. So they wanted to be sure that what was happening wouldn't affect their vehicles, and when they came closer, they found the man dead in his car with his wife seated nearby. They put him on the back seat and took him to the hospital. He says that they called for an ambulance. At the time they got to the hospital, he was barely breathing, but the ambulance came in time, but then the man was already, according to him, he believes that the man was already dead at the time. The wife was traumatized at that point. She could hardly speak any word. And then they heard, he goes on to talk about the fact that they heard about 4 gunshots and they are very scared. And then he talks about what they want to do, what they can't do, the security that they expect in the area. Ina is joining me once again on the line. Hello, Ina.
Hello, Gifty.
Ina, so this is for the person who took the people to the hospital. He's obviously shocked at what happened. He's asking for some kind of security beef up in the area. You've been speaking to the Western Region Police PRO. What assurance does he give on the back of this concern that the residents in the area have?
Well, she says that the security agency, especially the police, is not sleeping. They have not slept since yesterday, and they are assuring the public that they are going to do everything possible to give them the needed security they need. They are going to beef up security. Let's listen to her first.
Yesterday at about 2:45 p.m., we received information that a couple had been shot at Amanfo, a suburb of TAKORADI. We went to the scene. Information the police are not sleeping. We are calling on members of the public to also get us credible information which can lead to the arrest of these people. TAKORADI, we've never witnessed such robberies, so it's very worrisome to us, the police in the region. So I wish to assure members of the public that we are putting all measures in place. 1, to ensure that we get the corporate. 2, also to provide security for them, because I know with this incident, people might be worried about their fate when they go to town. I want to assure them that we are working very hard to ensure that we provide the necessary security for them as they go to work, as they go to market, as they go to town to do any business there. But we also want to plead with members of the public to get us information, because looking at what happened yesterday, it was daylight, there were a lot of people there. Anybody who have any little information that might help in getting these people, we will really appreciate it. Thank you.
The police is looking for information, but the gentleman you spoke to, like the others, I believe, at this particular taxi station, do not feel safe enough. What more have they been telling you about the security concerns they have, given that there have been at least 3 of these attacks in the last 1 week or less?
Yes, Gifty. So these residents who, especially those around the robbery incident yesterday, or who fear to speak on camera because they feel that if these men could identify any of them. For one of them, he said that he saw the one with the gun had not covered his face, so he's sure that they might have seen them, and so they would want the police and other agencies, even if they can add the military, to be patrolling places. And then there was also a concern raised by some of them that yesterday when the incident happened, there was lights out, and they think that if it wasn't lights out, there could have been some communication. That is what they are saying. And so they want a lot of security measures to be put in place because they feel they are not safe. And then with the mobile money vendors, which happened on Friday and Saturdays,
It looks like I have lost Ina Talia Kwansa there, but she was just giving us some information about the recent robberies or suspected robberies that have been recorded in this particular area. Now, what we wanted also to find out from Ina, as part of the police's efforts at clamping down on these people, these gunmen, was to find out whether or not there is a possibility of any CCTV camera at all in this area. We're unable to reach Ina at this point, but we'll keep our eyes on that particular story. But talking about criminality, let's take you away from TAKORADI to KASOA. Some young men who live in the part of the refugee camp in the Budumuram area, KASOA, believed to be a haven for criminals, have revealed that some people actually sometimes get there to lure them with money to engage in nefarious activity on their behalf. They say, however, they always report this to the police. Many have attributed the increasing crime rates in KASOA and its environs sometimes to the refugee camp, which was supposed to be a safe space for people who had fled the war in Liberia some years back. As part of our series highlighting the insecurity in KASOA, Maxwell Agbagba spent a day there with some men and now reports.
It is a hot afternoon and I'm in the alleyways of a part of the refugee camp where many consider to be the den of criminals. Only young people seem to live here. Their lifestyle possibly earned the place that negative tag. Here, I've met Yusuf Haruna, considered by his peers as the unofficial king of the central region. He says he does not dispute the claim that some criminals use the camp as a hideout, but says there are some good people who live here. He says he once reported a pregnant woman who came to the camp to hire hitmen to kill a pastor in Swedru.
My name is Yusuf Haruna, also known as alias Adolf Hitler. The HF boss, the king of Central. We love the street, you know, we love the street. So, and with our contribution on the street, we say we deserve to be a Central king. It's not a really criminals can be there. If criminals in the camp, if it's 100%, and the criminals are in the camp, they will not reach 2%. Yes, they will not reach 2%. But because we are in the camp, and we know what is going on in the camp, you see, because we experience more cases a lot. And if they say some criminals come from some place to camp, you believe it because I remember that can some years ago, we hear say some criminal is wanted at Kumasi, but will later on catch me here, give the police at regional. So that shows that maybe somebody can do something from some place and run to the camp. That one there is true. You can't doubt about it. We can know. You see, we can see because they don't write a criminal name for his head. So we can't know that this one is a criminal unless we get notice. When we get notice, we try to see the person. That one will help. Then police will fish him out. Even sometimes some people use to come and find people's here to go and rob. Yeah, because what I'm saying something by experience. Yeah, by what I experience and what I see. You understand? I'm coming to give you some small this thing. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was here where one boy came to me, said, oh, also some woman come here, say she says for guys. Why say me they bring the woman? As they bring the woman, as you see me as a Rasta man, she say no, she can tell me her problem. So this one is a pregnant woman, and she tell me that she need a boys, make they go rob one man at Sodru. You know, busy at Sodru. With that man, they make a service and loan. You understand? So I hear that matter, I shock. Understand? Because I shock as a pregnant woman who get that mind. But she from Sodru. You understand? But she pass everywhere. I be camp. She camp. So as she come, me too, I make she sit down. I interview, say, oh, the man get money and T. But for go rob, if you rob, how many percent we go give her and we too how much we go take? That make she know that me I no get see, but I get my senior man. If he ain't get see, anything the man go talk. If you go do, they are go call one policeman. The policeman dress like we normal street boys. The policeman can't listen to the woman everything. What the woman tell me, she say it again in the front of. When later she even say the man is a pastor, he's a man of God. If you rob the man and we will not kill the man will later come and find out that if she is the one who made the rob him. Serious. Wow. Yeah. So if you rob the man, finish, you will kill the man. The policeman I bring make it like you might see that will say, oh yeah. So later the man tell the woman, say, you make we come through in the night to come and complete the mission. Where the man goes. So as she was going, then they will bring police people, the police people make what catch her. Later they call the man, said, he come. You see the woman is shocked. He said, this girl, I help her a lot. I even rent room for her. But see where the woman, she from Swedru. So just see if like, the reason why I make they even catch her, I can disgrace her and do anything she go, but maybe she will take the thing to different place. And maybe if she don't meet the right person, that person must do it. So I have to make police to make her to arrest her there, to put her. They even take her to the court of law. We will go make witness against that girl. You understand? Whereby that is so the people they are 1-2 from Ashama. They come and they say they take money from Burkina Faso with iron rods. The money is about 800 million. Boys to go and make what to go. I see so you from Tema connect somebody for KASOA right now. You come camp with the need boys. So no worry. That one to make police people arrest them. They take them to court.
Mubarak Hamidu lives at the refugee camp.
Yeah, if criminals are here, our boss, our leader, they control here, you no go allow. Yeah, our leader, you no go allow. But anything bad, anything they do bad from another place, when they pass here, they will say camp. Oh yeah, okay. Here they will smoke. No be here only here safe. All over the world they smoke. But we everybody knows say camp. But if bad thing go happen for some place, they go talk say the camp. See the 3 days today or last 2 weeks, somebody go steal for Opekuma side. They say the camp. We dey here, we don't see too. Our brothers say they see they smoke jaw to cigarettes. You know with them they legalize cigarettes. If they smoke cigarettes, they search and they don't see nothing. They catch them. They go pay 1,500 where he come. He sleep there like 2 weeks or 1 week. Why he camp? Because our behavior, how we behave. I don't know how we behave because we know say we behave normal life. But them they think bad. Yeah, but they get bad man for us. Yeah. Because we do Rasta. Yeah. I'm generous night scatter door to door. If they see criminal inside camp, them say make they talk am. If they see even S-beat for camp here, make they talk am. Camp you no get bad. We don't be bad about them. They think every day they think bad. If bad day here, the bad person, you know they stay here. He from some place where you can't do bad here. No, if you finish the bad thing, no, you go. But anything they will say the camp because the camp, we know from I don't know how to say from another state to our lane. We know all. We know all. We all. We know. We dey like brothers.
We know our face.
Yeah. If you see different faces among us, if you see different faces among, you know, see this guy. You don't know him. He's informat. Yeah.
It's not true. It's not everybody that is living here who are criminal.
Kelvin Jackson is an ex-convict. He was jailed for 10 years. He's Liberian and has lived in Ghana for 24 years. He says just like any other community, there are some bad residents amongst them.
It's true that everywhere have a bad people and good people. It's the same condition we're facing here. Here we have good people, we have bad people. And you I give the place to from the beginning has no power. You're speechless. And why is it always things happening? You people always saying Liberia come. Things happen on the come does not make it Liberian. It's not us. We're not aggressive. We womanizer. Him some colors. We love women's. Women's love our boys. Ghanaian men love our girls. But why is it always? Why is it? You people come on this camp and you people can cut those people who are strangers on this camp. Always cutting us. Me like this, okay, good. If I can smoke, do I know the way from here to the farm? I'm a foreigner. Do I move from here to go for the smoke? It's bad. There are too many nationalities in this place and I'm pissed up with it. I'm the founder of this camp. Why are you bringing too many people in my camp and always running into me? Stop bringing too many different people in my camp. And me, the Liberian, please leave me out of this. I don't kill. I don't murder. I'm not a murderer. I'm here by condition, by the government of this country. I'm here. I'm waiting for time. By United Nations, I'm here. I'm not living by myself. I'm not here. But if you they just tell me today, go home, I'll go home. I will not be here because I don't have my will. But why is it always they're running into us? They're running into us to merge is bad.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Gaza.
It's better you know the thief. It's better you go for the robber. It's better you go for those people who put a knife on their side. It's better you go for those people who are taking people for granted. I'm in Ghana. I'm a live by the constitution and the constitution of this country. I'm not a joking man. Ghanaian government shouldn't take Liberian nationality for joke.
Sometimes when I listen to those names, it is unfortunate for those who are saying it. The fact is that we've been here for 30 years and Liberians are peace-loving people. We fear war, that is what we are here. So we see no reasons of engaging ourselves into things that are not good. That is why when you came and I said, let's go to where the problems are, where they say the problem are. And you have spoken to those of them that are here. And 90% of them here are Ghanaian. Now, we encourage them to come here. And we are not into anything that is bad for this camp. Liberians live and go on the 18, we drink our alcohol, and that is all for all. So if I hear people saying criminals are on Buduburan camp, something is unfortunate. There are criminals in KASOA, criminals in Accra, criminals in Ashama, criminals in Fete. But the way Buduburan name is going, and we are not happy as the leaders of the Liberian peoples here. And we have been crying. And most unfortunate for our people, when the police come here, the innocents will be arrested. And I can say that for free. The police know the criminal. They know who they are, and they know where to find them. But they will be coming here, coming after innocent Liberian people. So we have appealing that let them stop those things. Let them go after those people that think that they are criminal. But you'll be patrolling Buduburan. Somebody who's from the market going home to go and cook, you arrest them. Take them to police. Somebody who keeping that drug, you don't know what they're keeping that drug for. You say they are criminal. So let them post up all the things. We are not criminal. We are peace-loving people.
We're not criminals. That's the message from the camp. Maxwell Agbagba with our report from KASOA. Now, there's an intensified call for a fire station in Amansia South District after an inferno killed a family of 4 at MANSO, APONAPON in the Ashanti region. 4 other occupants in the 7-bedroom house sustained injuries in Saturday night's fire. Residents say the situation could not be contained because there is no fire station in the district capital. Anaya Aljima with more in this report.
The 7-bedroom house caught fire late Saturday. It took fire service hours to deal with the inferno, which killed a family of 4. Many continue to throng to this area to look at how the incident happened. Conversations continue among the people. Now the chant here is never again. The prayer is that such an incident doesn't befall the community again. Tears flow throughout the MANSO APONAPON community for the deceased family. Many are in shock. Kofi Osu and his pregnant wife, Esther Kobna, together with their 2 children, were killed in the fire, leaving behind the eldest who stays with her grandparents. The family of Kofi Osu on Monday gathered in the APONAPON community to mourn the deceased. Thomas Menu is head of family.
The family is in pain. He stands in my stead whenever I'm not around.
Esther Kobna was a basic school teacher in an Islamic school within the community. Her father, Johnson Kobna, is unable to come to terms with her demise.
When I heard about the fire, I rushed there, but the fire was serious that I withdrew. I later got the information that they died in the fire.
The district, which was carved from the Amansia West district 2 years ago, is yet to get a fire tender. Many residents say the fire service could have saved the situation, but the distance and poor roads prolonged the journey. District Chief Executive Kwame Poku, who visited affected families, acknowledged the urgency to fix bad roads in the area and satiate a fire station.
There are 86 communities within this district, and so if it should take an additional 30 minutes for National Fire Service to move from Manson Kwanta to even one of the nearest town, which is Aponapon, then it's going to take us like 3 to 4 hours before they can even get to, say, Brecha-Krum or Grosso, which is so unfortunate a situation. And so we will still push it to the appropriate offices and make sure that government comes to our aid.
Meanwhile, 2 of the surviving victims in the fire have been discharged from the St. Martin's Hospital. Dr. David Kofinyako explained the conditions of the other 2.
The other 2 that on admission is a dad with a daughter. And the dad didn't really have any burns, but it was the daughter who had some superficial burns on the arms. So she was admitted because she's a child. We managed her for her burns and then also to assess her further for any subsequent injuries.
From MANSO APONAPON for JoyNews, Anaya Aljima reporting.
Now, the National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, has debunked claims of substituting eggs with mackerel imported from China. According to the CEO, Hanan Abdul Wahab, the company does not supply eggs to schools, hence the allegations are not substantial. This comes on the back of a post on Facebook authored by the Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, inferring that senior high schools are not buying eggs like they used to from our local poultry farmers.
Our supply process or regime that we have substituted egg for mackerel. Egg and mackerel have been part of the food items that goes to the school since the inception of the free education program, except that mackerel is non-perishable, egg is perishable. Mackerel is supplied by buffer stock, egg is supplied by the heads of the schools. Government hasn't done any importation of Chinese mackerel, and besides that, even if there's any importation, do we produce mackerel here that we will be faulted for not purchasing mackerel here locally? In any case, for us, we issue licenses to our suppliers and indicate quality specification of what we need, especially with the ones that come outside the country. It can also be the case that what the gentleman reported is nationwide. It cannot be the case because he has asserted that yes, he limited his research to some schools in Ashanti region.
Hanan Abdul Wahab revealed that every product supplied to the senior high schools will have an inscription to prevent diversion of state funds.
Let's talk to somebody on the back of this on what exactly the situation is. Joining me via Zoom is Victor Opong Asari. He is the president of the Poultry Farmers Association. Mr. Asari, thank you for your time. Now, what would you say is exactly the situation from where you sit? Because we're hearing Kofi Asari say one thing about government or the free school feeding program not purchasing eggs from you, the poultry farmers, and we're getting the reaction or the response from the buffer stock company that they don't buy it anyway. What's your story?
Make a correction. The name is Victor Opon J.
Victor Opon J. Sorry for that. Thank you.
Please. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, Matilda. We all heard this news over the weekend about the substitution of eggs by mercury. You know, for the past months, we've realized some glut in our farms that eggs are not moving. So when we get the news, it was not a surprise to us. We realized that it was because of this substitution of mercury to eggs. That's why our eggs have been glutted in the farms. It's unfortunate if this is the real situation, but we've seen that the eggs are not moving because even those buying from the district farms for the school feeding, they are not buying. So definitely, we cannot doubt that research that the eggs have been substituted with the mercury, because previously we saw how the eggs were moving, how the marketing was very good for the farmers. But for the past months, there has been a glut. People are not able to sell their eggs. And we know the school feeding was buying a lot of eggs from the farmers.
So Mr. J, sorry to interrupt, but help me to understand the process. Who buys the eggs from the poultry farmers? Is it the school feeding program itself? Is it a buffer stock?
It's an arrangement between the district farms and the various schools in the districts. You know, you cannot go from one end to the other to buy egg. Definitely, they buy it from the nearest vicinity. So they were buying from the farmers in the districts. But of late, the school feeding are not buying the eggs from the farmers. So definitely when we heard the news, we did not doubt it. We knew it was because of this substitution by mercury. That's why there has been glut in the farms. I hope you are getting me.
I get you, ma'am. Mr. J, there's a lot of noise in your background. Can you do something about it for me?
Yeah, let me, because when I am
Right. So I'm talking to Victor Opong Ejay, who is the president of the Poultry Farmers Association, just trying to get him to clear off the sound in his background a little bit. We're trying to clear up the situation. Who buys the eggs from the poultry farmers and has stopped? Is it the buffer stock company? Well, Mr. Ejay is clarifying this afternoon that it is not the buffer stock company that buys. It is actually an arrangement between the district farms and the various schools. So that is the arrangement. Mr. J, I hope that you can hear me properly where you are now and that we can also hear you. That great.
I can hear you. I hope I'm clear now.
Yes, you are clear. So is the thing about eggs not being bought a new phenomenon? I mean, is it something you haven't seen before? And is the only solution or the only reason you can attribute to this the fact that the school feeding isn't buying?
Not really, but I can say in authority that the school feeding, they were also contributing to the sales of the eggs from the various farms and the districts. We are not saying it was buffer stock, no, but it was the various schools from the district that were buying. It was a special arrangement with the various farms and the districts. because it will be very difficult for a school to buy an egg from a distance farm. Definitely, it will be within the district. That was the arrangement that we did. So now that the eggs were not bought by the schools, and we heard the news that it had been substituted, it was not a surprise to us, because there has been a lot of eggs in the various farms, and even farmers were getting prepared, and some have already started selling their birds prematurely, because the losses they were making was very immense, because you always have to feed the birds, and the eggs produced, you cannot sell them. So it was a challenge to the poultry farming.
But who is?
So we did not doubt it when we heard.
Who is communicating to you that eggs have been substituted with mackerel? Who is telling you that? Is that an official communication?
We all read it from the media when Mr. Kofi Asare came up with that research, that because of that, egg sales has been reduced by 70%.
But what do you know?
How eggs have been slaughtered in the various farms.
Mr. J, what is your
feeding? We're making a lot of contribution to our sales.
Okay, I just wanted to find out what is your. You have an arrangement, right? The Poultry Farmers Association. You have an arrangement with the district. So, what is the official communication? Is it that it has been replaced? Eggs have been replaced with mackerel?
Actually, they have not communicated to us.
Okay.
But we are seeing it from the glut that we are having at the various farms. Because when the school feeding were purchasing eggs from us, we knew what was happening. The eggs were moving. But now the eggs
they're not moving.
They are all over the farms.
What are you going to do as an association about this problem? What are you going to do about it?
Well, I think it's about time that we meet to discuss this issue with the authorities. We don't know whosoever is in charge of this. They will put the blame on the matrons, but they also have their reasons for doing that, because we cannot meet all the matrons, but at least there is an authority who is in charge of this school feeding program. So I think it's about time that we meet them and have a discussion for a way forward.
Okay. Okay, Mr. J, thank you very much, and we'll do let us know what the result of your meeting is when you finally have that meeting, will you?
Right.
Thank you very much. That is Mr. J there. He is the president of the Poultry Farmers Association there, and the point is that Victor Oponje, I must say, the point is that egg sales have gone down. It's affecting their business as poultry farmers, and the point they're making is that the school feeding program isn't buying their eggs. That is a matter that he is looking for them to discuss with authorities. Now, the medical superintendent at the Rara Government Hospital in the Oti region is calling on residents in the area to consider voluntary blood donation to stock the blood bank. His comment come in the wake of shortage of blood in the blood bank at the facility, especially the uncommon blood types. Dr. Apiadido made the call following a recent blood donation exercise organized by residents at Tapa Amanfum in the Biakuya district of the Oti region. Peter Seno with more in this report.
The very recent need for blood to have triggered this call was when a woman delivered of twins and needed transfusion. The only place the hospital officials could get blood type O negative for transfusion was a facility 3 hours drive away. Dr. Joshua Apiadido says the blood bank at the supposed regional facility is running out of stock.
Currently in Wara Government Hospital, our blood bank have woefully inadequate stock. Sometimes we may have even just 2 pints of blood or 3, depending on what type of blood that is available. Our stock is woefully inadequate.
He added, getting blood for transfusion, even from sister facilities, is very difficult depending on the blood type needed.
Very, very difficult for us because where we are located, I mean, blood, as I said earlier, is not something like it's a drug that can be manufactured. And when you need blood from, and we have different type of blood groups that we're supposed to get. So getting somebody to donate, we have relatives, we have people who are donors in, but sometimes in an emergency situation, we don't get the right type of people to donate for us to save life. So we try to call on sisters, health centers around and hospitals around, which are far away, far reaching, sometimes because of the road network and how they are. We call upon them before you get the blood. Some of them, they also don't have. So we are caught between two things. Either you refer the patient, but some of the cases are so dead that you have to do something. So it's very, very difficult. And on occasions, we end up losing some of our patients.
It was in this regard that the residents of Tapa Amanfrom, who most often seek medical attention from the Rara Government Hospital, organized blood donation exercise in support of the blood bank at the facility. Luis Asiedu is the secretary to the group that organized the blood donation exercise.
We have seen that a lot of things are not going on well with us as a people, but we can't leave all this burden or responsibilities to Nananum alone. We are here to support the government hospital of Rara, which is the biggest hospital within our district, to donate blood to help the government hospital, because that is where when our people are sick they go.
Fortune Atakpa is one of the anesthetics at the hospital. He has donated blood 44 times already and is calling on residents in the area to discard any myth surrounding blood donation and join in restocking the blood bank at the facility to save lives.
Now I'm using this opportunity to talk to the youth especially to take it up. There are so many advantages, and one important thing is, as a voluntary blood donor, once a relative of yours anywhere in the country needs blood, that person will get the blood free of charge because you have donated to save someone's life. After I use myself as an inspiration, the youth should take it up. There is nothing scary about it. That has been the problem. There are so many misconceptions, but today, as I stand here, I want them to know that blood donation is safe.
Nana Amapokia Ampoma is the Nifahima of Rara traditional area. She is calling on residents in the area to support the efforts at restocking the blood bank.
The youth that are in this town, they should watch and see what is going on. What can you do for your nation? What can you do for your community? We have to help. You sit down and think, what at all do I come to do in this world that I will leave a name so that in future they will call my name. This is something they have done, and it is going to be there forever.
Joining sources say Zipline is also making efforts to establish its facility in the Oti region. This would in future times help in timely delivery of blood for transfusion. Peter Senu for JoyNews.
I am Gifty and up here with the Pulse. Here we'll take a short break for sports here on the Pulse. Do stay with us. I need to sincerely apologize for my inability to read your messages that you sent to us on our WhatsApp platform. We would do that tomorrow, but I see your thoughts on our accident, the crushed documentary. There is more news at myjoyonline.com. I'll urge you to log on. Our top stories there. ASAP uncovers massive illegal electricity connections costing the state 1.3 million annually. That story is there, plus some others. You want to click on them, and there are avenues through which you can share with your contacts on social media. It's been a pleasure having you. I want to do this again with you tomorrow. My name is Gifty Ando Apia.